Hi, it's a little bit early, only a couple of minutes. Hope you're all well. I just noticed outside it's pretty dark now and pretty windy, really. Raining. I mean, it's just northeast, but it's not particularly good. Weather, it's a bit naff. Um, so this would be invaluable for people in the winter. I'm not wishing my life away, but you know what I'm saying. It's very dark out there. It's just on 9 o'clock, isn't it? It'll soon cut in the time when it gets dark. And I'm like, wow, what we do now? And that's when the real danger of relapse happens, isn't it? What am I going to do now? I've just learned how these emojis work. That's a send a little thing there. Hey. So you know how just like I can't get it off now. Yeah, fiddle things there. It's just, um, I'm trying to get rid of this bloody emoji thing now. Hey, why do I bother fiddling with things? Anyway, however, yeah, nights are drawn in, and I think it will be. It's problematic for some people when I'm getting else to do, you know. Rains, how you doing? Nice to see you. I was just talking about how quickly it seems to have gone from summer to autumn, really. Certainly here it has. It's incredibly quick. Within a few days, it's colder, darker. It's going to be wet. It's going to be, in a few weeks' time, we'll be in right into autumn. And then people will be getting bored and saying, God, I've got nothing to do. Hi, Dan, how you doing? All well, all good, thanks. I was just talking briefly there about the weather and how it changes and how we're getting into winter pretty quick. And that's when a lot of people feel lonely or feel trapped or they basically start drinking again. I think it's a very dangerous time, long before Christmas time. This happens. It's a long time before Christmas time. It just seems that people get a bit down, and that's when you're going to be like extra vigilant on alcohol. State of things because you don't know what's around the corner. Hello, Paul. Well done. 101 days sober. Feeling so much better now. Great. Got over the worst of it. That's good. See you later. Hi, Steve. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Just to refresh for a few of us who just joined, I was talking about how quickly the nights cut in, how quickly people get bored, and how easy it is to go back to the boozer. It's the easiest thing in the world to go for a pint, isn't it? I'm trying to drink during the week to start. Boom, chocolate, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, start with that first, and have a bit of a plan of action, a strategy. But anyway, well done, Paul. Yeah, well done. 101 days off. I'm feeling good too. Good. TSP, we'll call it TSP is easy. Charlie Jack, hello. How are you doing? Nice to see you. I'm just trying to get rid of this bottom box up here. I don't know what to do. Stoic philosophy evening all. I'm in work. Hoping with you in an hour or so. Hope you're all well. That's no problem. We'll still be here. We've got 24 people on already. Yeah, so what happens when the winter appears so suddenly is that people will think, well, the summertime's gone now. I'm going to sit in the house. It becomes depressing, especially when you're on your own. And I'm in a relationship now, but when I was on my own completely, it was hard sometimes. And I had to fill my time with something. Oh, I'm magpie, nice to see you. And you have to be mindful of that. The fact that you've got this massive amount of time you need to fill in. So you need a hobby, you need an interest, you need some way of doing that to try and take you out of this darkness. Because it became dark outside, dark mind, and it's horrendous when it gets to the winter time. Jonathan Gould, hello, how are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see everybody on here so early. I started a bit earlier. So yeah, plan ahead a little bit. If you do that, if you thought thinking, well, I'm going to give up the booze for next month, then you've got to have to plan the amount of time you've got to spare because it's. I think probably boredom is the main reason people go back to it very quickly because I haven't thought of something to fill for the time. Derek, feeling good today? Sweat stop. That's good news. Samara, how are you doing? Let's see. I was talking to Samara there about the effects when it gets dark and a bit colder. And summer's finished. I think it's a big problem. People relapsing at that time because there's not as much to do. There's not much going on, is there? No, there's not. The weather's poor, it's raining, you can't be bothered to go out and all this sort of thing. You've got to really push yourself to go out, even if it's just for a walk, just to get a little bit of fresh air. And you will feel better. So you don't feel like going to the gym. Sometimes I think, oh, I can't bother. When you're in there, if you come out about an hour later, you feel much better, don't you? You just do a little bit of exercise. Maybe speak to somebody or you see healthy people, and it motivates you. You've got to keep motivated to keep off the booze. And you've got to keep at it. I think we'll put you on the story as well because people will be off on holiday and stuff. Maria, right, we'll put you on as well, so because you're always here, reliable type thing. So watch out for the times when you get bored. If you don't fill them in, then you go back and drinking as quick. Simple as that. Unless you've got a few years under your belt. But early days, that's when I tended to think, oh God, it's October, November, I'll just have one and go back to the booze. And then one starts, it's like, starts the ball rolling again and you're back to square one. So this up. Today was an ideal day to pick up some beer. Tomorrow was supposed to be my day off from work. I volunteered to work, so I didn't drink. That's good, isn't it? You make more money. Grant Tony, evening, Skipper. Evening, Grant Tony. How are you? Nice to see you. Yeah, so the boredom factor is massive. You've got to have this mantra in your head, I'm not going to drink today. Keep on with that. Because guarantee some people will relapse, but we don't want to. We've got to keep pushing that aspect of it. Because once you're in that mode again, it'll fuck you up. Basically, as simple as that, Hello, Neil, how are you? I did a video tonight. Have a look at it if you can later on. About how my brain was affected. I call it like brain mush. I didn't feel as if my brain was working anymore, or not working properly anyway. Good to see you well, Neil. Good man. And it did affect me so bad, the brain. The brain is a computer of the human life, isn't it really? So if your brain's not working properly, then your body won't, basically. And that caught up with me very quickly. And obviously the anxiety kicks in, you drink more because of the anxiety. And that's what tends to happen. So yeah, work towards keeping everybody sober from now on and towards Christmas and beyond, really. But there will be difficult times when this because it's been a glorious summer this year, I have to admit, really. There's been lots more to do. And just sitting on a park bench. When you can't do that, the temptation is to put in the local boozer. So this episode sounds ridiculous, but when I have absolutely nothing to do, I'll pay triple Yancey against myself. That's good, isn't it? Whatever that is, it's some sort of game, isn't it? I know somebody plays Patience. I couldn't do that, mate. I think I'd have a little hobby. I think the gym was the thing for me. So the hotel gym. That gave me a purpose and made me get out of the house, if that makes sense. While I'm just sitting there thinking, God, what am I going to do today? I had something to do. You need something to do. You need something to occupy you. Well, I did anyway, because I think we've all got overactive minds. That's why we used to drink. And calm things down a bit, didn't we? But yeah, that video tonight I did about the brain fog, about the lack of clarity. And I just lost my way, really. I couldn't see beyond the next day. Or especially when I retired, I couldn't see beyond the next drink, really. And it became very trapped. And because the mind isn't working properly, then the body doesn't work properly, does it? You haven't got the motivation to get out of bed, you just lie there. You need something to push you along. And if your brain is addled with booze, or picked with booze, then you don't want to do anything, do you? All you want to do is get the next drink and lie around. You become very lazy as a drinker, because the drinking part of it is a full-time job anyway. You become very, very bored. The people I see in the pubs, I don't go in the same pub as much because I've never fallen out, but I just tell they didn't like me anymore. I don't go in much, and I feel like they've got nothing to say. It's the same old nonsense all the time. All they do is talk about other people. No current affairs, there's no excitement in their life. Just talk about what somebody else has done, put them down, I'm going to get a gym membership this coming December. Yeah, it's worth it. The gym group, it's only 20 quid a month, which is good, isn't it? I mean, the one I went to was a hotel a few years ago, but I just got the gym group now. £20 a month isn't bad. I mean, we could easily spend that on 3 or 4 pints, couldn't we? It's nothing when you break it down, isn't it? 20 quid a month, and they're open from early to late. So you've got quite a lot of time you can pop in. You can pop in a couple of times a day. It's not a keypad entry, Don't bother if you're going all day. It keeps you fit, it keeps you focused, doesn't it? That's the main thing. You need to be focused on this just to stay sober. And you can do it, because if I can do it, so Mara can do it, and a few others have cracked it. Then anybody can. It's just getting that mindset right. And if your mind's been battered with alcohol, it's going to take a little while to get it back on form. It's not something which is done overnight. I mean, you can't just turn back 30, 40 years of boozing with the flick of a switch. It's going to be a slow process, but you've got to flick your mind over. When it's home, thanks for that. A fantastic donation there. Cheers, mate. Hope you're well. Thank you so much for that. If you do get value from these lives, then please drop a super chat like one at home has done. It helps the channel, supports the channel, keeps it going. Really appreciate that. Thanks very much. Thanks so much. You don't know what it means to me. It means a lot. It means I can keep doing this, keep producing the videos, and make it pretty much full time, really. Because it just takes a lot of research and stuff, and coming on at night when you're a bit tired. But you come on here, so I'm here for you. Cheers for that. Really appreciate it. And the Buy Me Coffee links at the top as well, if anybody else wants to chip in and support the channel. Much appreciated. Thanks, mate. No worries. Cheers. Derek, someone mentioned a Stoic book in the WhatsApp chat. What was the name of it again? I can't remember, actually. Stoic will remember when he comes back. He's at work, I think. I remember asking about the book. Extra, thanks for the donation. Yeah, cheers. Super for putting that in. Gary, good, my friend. Hope you're well. Yeah, very well, thanks. Thanks for the comment earlier. That video I did about the brain thing is pretty good, I think. That's how I felt. Huge brain fog. I couldn't concentrate on anything. I felt so tired all the time as well, And if you had the same sort of thing. Evening, Frank. Another donation there. Thanks so much. Another super chat really early on. I appreciate it so much, supporting the channel like this makes such a difference. Cheers. Thanks so much for that, Frank. You've got no idea how much I appreciate that. And subs put on there. Thanks, Frank, as well. Cheers. Thank you very much for those two. Excellent. I don't know where Beef and Chicken is, but she might be off. She should just get a couple more moderators the other day. She's maybe doing a bit of work or something. So thanks for those two super chats. Make a massive difference. So yeah, I don't know if you had brain fog or you lost all the ability to think straight, because I don't know why I started to feel panicky about things. I wasn't thinking rationally. I couldn't get on an underground train or Frank, great service, Stephen. Thank yourself. Thanks for that, Frank. It means a lot. It means a hell of a lot to me. Cheers. I really appreciate it. Bertie, relapsed last Thursday, embarrassed myself on here. Going to try my best to get back on track tomorrow. That's well. Good. What nice to see you. A few people asked about you last night. I thought you meant just had a few issues, but I'm glad to see you back and focused and you're on track again. That's the main thing. The thing with relapse is to get back on the sober bus as soon as possible, isn't it? That's the main thing. Don't linger on it, you know what I mean? It's not only cognac and Cuban cigars. Sorry, there's a gentleman there. I've never had cigars. My dad used to smoke a few. I've never had cognac. I've never drank spirits. So I never seemed to finish a job that I started, made lots of promises, but never kept them. I was on the pace. No, you don't. You just strive for mediocrity, don't you? Strive for average. You lose all of your ambition, I suppose, more or less goes overnight, isn't it? You don't feel like doing anything. That's why you lie around in bed all day, because your brain isn't kicking in to get out of fucking bed. Do something, because we all need to move around. Otherwise, we'll just waste away. Basically, that's why older people don't last long as well when they get older, because they're not as active. So you've got to be as active as you can now, so you don't need as much care, and you're in better nick when you're older. Because you need to be able to do stuff when you're older. You don't be sitting around in a wheelchair in your 70s, do you? Although some people are. Some people in wheelchairs when they're 40 and 50, all because of the booze, because they've been so lazy. You know what I mean? So we've got to be active, and we've got to have a healthy mind. And my mind was completely battered when I was boozing. The first thing that went on me, the mind, 100%. The relapse is not familiar. Sorry, it's not failure. It's a one stop on the way to success. Yeah, this is true, that, Dan, yeah. Yeah, you've got to think of it as like get back on the wagon again. You know, on the sober bus, I call it. Neil, yes, someone same here. You never finish your job when you're drinking. Because you don't care. Once it gets to 4 o'clock, you think I'm just have a drink. And you go up, don't you? That's the problem. When I'm trying hard to have a social life, I got in the way. I got in the way of my drinking then. Yeah, you've got to change your habits. If you want to live, you've got to change them. I said before 1,000 times, you know, we haven't got a choice here other than to stop drinking. There is no other way that we're going to live any longer, really, or have any quality of life. Even if you're 60, 70, you could have another 20 years to live if you clean yourself up a bit inside and mentally. Because if your mind's healthy, your body's going to be healthy, isn't it? So it's pretty sad to choose alcohol over friends. I think we choose alcohol over everything when we're addicted, don't we? We'll do anything for a drink because we feel so unwell. And you know, people going about feeling poorly and having this sort of illness. Well, I can't imagine any illness being as bad as alcoholism. Maybe there are, but I think things are a bit more controllable. When we're in this, well, in the throes of addiction, out of addiction, everything goes to the winds, doesn't it? The whole purpose for being here changes. You just want to curl up in a ball and die sometimes, do you? You know, it's not the best place to be. If you do benefit from these lives, then please drop a super chat in if you can. A couple of people already done that. Thanks so much. One of them and Frank, put one in there. I'd like to buy me a coffee links at the top. I hope it flows quite well. Last night was a lot of people on, wasn't it? Life is more optimistic when you are sober. Oh yeah, of course it is. And you look forward to events. It's a good point, Frank. Yeah, it's much more optimistic when you're sober. You look forward to everything, don't you? I used to dread even leaving the flat when I was drinking. Now I can't stay in. Do you know what I mean? Of course you know what I mean. I used to dread going for meals. I used to dread going on holiday. Even going back years and years in my late 20s and 30s, thinking, oh God, I was in the habit of going to the pub and Epping Forest every day when I was off. And when I had to change that, it was like, oh, it's a big thing. But I used to drink when I was away as well and come back and I was full of this guilt and remorse and felt terrible and I had to pull myself round and have a few days off to plan to get back to work. It's a military operation being a big drinker and trying to hide it. That's the problem. And you're right, Frank, you lose all your optimism. You become very pessimistic and depressed, lonely, selfish, greedy, and a bit of a bastard really when you're drinking. But it's not really you though, is it? I mean, it's in the definition, isn't it? Mind-altering drug. And it does alter your mind. And it alters the way you think. And with me, it was the mind that got screwed up the quickest, really, I think. You know, because it's very powerful, the mind. If your mind's not right, your body's not going to be right, is it? It's as simple as that. You're never going to get any progress in life. Thanks so much, McFay. You can imagine, I remember the days when I would have a weekend away in up north. Well, that's where I am now, but then go back to London on the Sunday afternoon. Felt terrible. I used to get her to drive most of the time. And get to a filling station, Stevenage way, something, and just crawl out the car. He fell over in the petrol station to get some cans and need them on the Sunday night, you know, to try and have a few on the Sunday to steady me down so I could like sleep all day Monday and pull myself around for night duty on Monday night. But even then I felt terrible, you know. I never felt well. That was the problem. once you start the heavy drink, when you go from the moderate stage to the heavy stage, you just don't feel well, ever. I could, even if I had a couple of days on a little bit less now, I had any time off, but like I'll just have another 8, I'll have 7 or 6 or 5. I still never felt well. I always feel well now. If I have a couple of early mornings with doing things, and I feel a bit tired. I never feel unwell. I felt unwell every day when I was drinking. Never felt real, We no longer ourselves. We become a slave to alcohol. That's the problem, yeah. You lose your identity completely. What I was doing in the past, I could never get a tenth of that back. Hey mate, I was 7 months clean. I had like 4 Smirnoff ices, small cans. And did you go back on it? Nice to see you here, by the way. Because I used to get 1 or 2 drinks down and go on. I turned up my head sky for a solid week. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Thanks for sharing that, Guthrie. It's so quick to get you back. You think it's going to be a nice, easy run in, but it's like as if you've been shot. And it hits your brain so quickly. As soon as you relapse, then you're back in the trap. It's like you walk in to the cage door and somebody close the door behind you. Yeah, Neil, that's a good point. There's the kindling effect. The more you are off it and the more you relapse, go back on it again, it gets worse and the withdrawals come along quicker and more severe and you feel more trapped. So you walk into the cage thinking you're going to be able to get out. By the time you start to come out, it's already closed. And then it's just, you can't get out. It's horrendous how quickly you catch up. I've no idea what the sort of relapse rate is with other types of drugs. But I know alcohol is particularly bad. Because it scared me. I felt like a psychosis for a week, having flashbacks of all the cringe stuff. It's horrendous, isn't it? It really is. Gothic, are you all good now? Hope so. Good to see Bertie back as well. He seems to be back. I know he's got a few things to sort out. We all have. If I'd come on here 20 years ago, you wouldn't have believed the way I was. Even 2019, when I was like 9 stone, couldn't speak. It was horrible grey hair on the back. Excuse me. Real grey hair, not unshaven. It was just horrendous, man. But I guess I'm fine now. My brain is settled. Thankfully, just not worth it. Yeah, so it is endorses what I'm saying about the brain. If your brain is knackered, then your body's knackered, isn't it? Just follows suit, really. I'm going to watch that. I don't know if anybody else got any other thoughts on this, but I just think relapse is a killer, really, once you're off it, because it's never going to feel good. You're never going to get the buzz back. From 2019, from 2014 to 2019, when I was really ill, I never enjoyed a drink. Just drank before. Just keep me going. Hi, Catherine. How are you? Nice to see you. I was just talking earlier about how quick the night's getting. I don't know where you are, but it's getting dark. 9 o'clock. It'll be dark at 7 o'clock in another few weeks. It's incredible how quickly the nights draw in and how quickly people are going to get bored. I'm going to really push here to get everybody back on here at 9 o'clock and not hit the booze. It's such a dangerous time that. Early evening, late evening, any time of night. Because once it's dark, the cover of darkness, all things happen a bit odd, don't they? And that's when people get bored and get relapsed and they get a bit down and get a bit sick of their life. All this sort of thing, And it's not a good position to be in. If you benefit from these lives, then please feel free to drop a super chat and help support the channel, or the buy me coffee links pinned to the top. It helps keep the channel going. Guthrie, getting chiller also now. I'm enjoying wearing short summer. Well, yeah, it's been quite a good summer. It's the drink, though. I mean, the say people could be tempted during the summer, maybe. But you can still have to sit outside and have orange juice. Once it gets to winter time, that's when people. It's so easy to get on the phone now, isn't it? To get booze delivered, especially since COVID, when all these delivery companies have sprouted up, and all, they've got the supermarkets delivering as well, haven't you? Not good. Thanks, B, for endorsing those sort of things from Franklin. Why not? So it's so available I feel a bit down now. I feel about this. The oven's just blown up. Parents not really well. Whatever it is, something will pop in your head, and you think, I'll just go and get it. Go and get a few cans. If I don't even have to go, I'll just get some delivered. Be there in 10 minutes. The stress I had when I was trying to do that was back in the day, 2014. I didn't really think about food companies. I used to get this dial drink. I was so stressed if they didn't come on online at over 10 o'clock. If there was nobody answering the phone, I got Guinness alcohol zero. It was nice. Gave me that bite. That's what you need, yeah. So we tried my relapse, and there was very many, on me, lots of relapses. The period of drinking became shorter before I became completely dysfunctional. Yeah, it's well written that. Yeah, the period of drinking was very short for me in 2014 after 8 years sober. It was as if I just walked from one moment to another. That's how quick it was. Mapex, hi all. How you doing? Frank Foley, beef and chicken, thank you. Catherine, hi Neil. It wasn't a gradual deterioration after 8 years sober. It was sudden. Beef and chicken, yeah. It was so quick. In the 8 years of sobriety didn't mean anything. It was just that one drink that took that whole lot away, and it nearly destroyed me. You wouldn't have thought that was possible, would you, if you put it like that? 8 years of clean living, healthy food, lots of exercise, bit of sunshine, no stress. 1 day of drinking took me back to near death. I'm talking near death. There's no bullshit in there. Decompensated liver failure. It was not a good diagnosis. If you Google decompensated liver, alcohol-related liver disease, it's not a good prognosis. A year or two max, but I'm still here because something turned around. But it's not a good place to be, and that's why it's such a serious subject. This, but we're still going to have a bit of laugh about it because we've done daft things. But overall, it's a big health issue, isn't it? It's not been taken seriously enough for whatever reason. It isn't being taken seriously enough. During this COVID thing, I was in hospital, but I was told that the off license was still running during COVID. People get cigarettes and things. What sort of government is it? You could hear in your voice how sorry you are for relapse, Steve. Yeah, thanks. It was horrendous. I felt frightened to drink after 8 years, And then I went, fucking hell. Nobody's so depressed on my life. Anyway, I'm over that now. I'm here to help you, which is good. But thanks, Catherine. You obviously can pick up on things quite well. Peter, good evening. How are you? Nice to see you here. Quite a few people on. It's quite lively again. It's good to have these fast paced debates, I think. Frankly, it's amazing after 8 years that happened, but that the power of drink is lethal. Yeah, 8 years, bang. I know people have done 20 years and end up in hospital after having 2 pints. So it's incredibly fast. It's worse than any other drug for that. And it's one of the worst drugs to withdraw from as well. The withdrawal can be lethal. It can be fatal. I don't even think it's like that with heroin. And other drug addicts, because we're all drug addicts, we're alcoholics, what's we flowered up. We're all in the same boat, really. But withdrawal from alcohol is very hard. Juggling geek. 3 months without a drink for me now. Well done. You've done really well. How are you finding it? The geek, man. Because once you're off it and you've got 3 months in your belt, you're pretty much on your way there if you can keep off it. Especially over the winter when it gets dark, you get a bit pissed off with life. Keep yourself busy. And then get 3 years under your belt next. For God's sake, don't relapse. It's happened to a lot of us, the relapse thing, And it happens, as someone was saying there, you drink for a little while, and then you very quickly dysfunctional, as you said, You can't control it. There's no time period between that first drink and then a week later it's just gone. You can never turn that back. It's very hard when you've relapsed after a long period of sobriety to get back to feeling normal again. That's what I would say. And I found it virtually impossible. During it's great. Been doing the 0% when I've gone to the pub. Brilliant. Made a huge difference. That's good. Jason, we've only been sober for 2 weeks, and the depression is off the scale. That'll pass, Jason. Keep at it. Keep at it. So please hit the like button if you wish for sobriety. Yeah, thanks for that. Hit the like button, folks, and check out the videos at a later date. And there's lots of over 1,500 videos. Hell of a lot of videos. A lot of them are short ones, man. Please hit the super chat button if you want to support the channel a little bit. Or there's a coffee link at the top, which is pinned. Brains for name. I hope Connor's okay. He said he's drinking a bottle of whiskey. Yeah, he did. He comes on about 10 o'clock, a bit later. I don't know if he's working or he's doing something else. He'll be back. He sounds quite a strong character. It's a hell of a lot of drink, though, isn't it? Bottle of whiskey a day. Paul Evans. I try to give up drinking all the time. I go so well and then relapse. It's very hard to give up completely because there's always an excuse to drink. Well said, Paul. There is always an excuse to drink. But that's why you've got to turn your mindset around to every time I do drink, it's taking some time of my life. You've got to think of alcohol as slow suicide. That's all it is. I've got a friend who's only 42 who's, his friend is an associate, who's basically drinking himself to death. And he's lost a lot of weight. He knows he's dying. I said, what's going to happen? The doctor says you've got 6 months to live if you don't stop. He'll just keep drinking. But it'll be like that when he's fighting for his life, I don't know. But it's just a bit of a daft lad. I don't think it's a power of addiction with him. He just likes it too much. But, there you go. It's the relapse thing. Beware. Xander the Fearless. Even Stephen, hope your week is going well. It's very well. Going very well. I think Tuesday night, it feels pretty good. But the change in weather is quite dramatic. I like the sunshine. You're very welcome, Paul. You just got to switch your mind to this alcohol is going to kill me. It's not going to do me any good. And it's a different way of life once you get sober, Much calmer, much more peaceful, and much easier. Because I know money's not everything, but a little bit of extra money can make a big difference, When you think about how much you wasted on booze. So we can't stop anyone drinking. You can only educate them and give them support. Everyone has their rock bottom. Yeah, good point. Getting support people. It's a conscious decision, isn't it? Now, to go back and have one. I've often, not so much recently, but thought about having one. But I know that one will not be enough. And what is the point of having one? I've got a couple of friends who say that as well. I wish I could just have one beer with steak and chips. And I think, what's the point? What is the point of having one? Because it's not what you want. They'll be just pissed against the bar. 12 hours later, next day they'll get up and go back to the bar again. They start hair with the dog, and the whole cycle will continue very quickly. Xander, do you think genetics have a major or minor role? I would say minor, to be honest. Xander, I think it's more like learned behaviour. I mentioned before, you see quite a large family, fat family, the kids will tend to be like that as well. You know what I mean? Rains, let's buy 1 and 20. What's that for? Rains? I can't remember what the question was. So yeah, learned behaviour, I think, is what people take the put. Whether they see relatives drinking heavily and smoking and that sort of thing, I think it's followed on. Whether it's genetic or not, I'm not quite sure. I don't think so. It's just the environment in which they live, I think you should write a book on a subject. Yeah, you should write a book. So have a think when you're on your boat. That'd be good. Because when you've got a lot of stories that we have, it makes a good read. I'm going to do a second book. I've got a little one out. It's just a handbook about how to stop drinking. An ebook. It's only $5.99. There's a link to it in the description of the videos. But I'm going to do a bigger version of my life because my life was haunted by alcohol. I think the same as the social, and a lot of us, yeah. Oh yeah, one leads to a lot more. 100% range, yeah. One can lead to, death's door or ultimately death. I mentioned I got a friend who's 10 years younger than me, and he was in the hospital with a very similar symptoms to me. The sight is fluid, but not as bad as mine. He was younger, a bit fitter, maybe, I don't know. But he's back on the booze again. He never really offers, and he's yellow now. He looks like he's going to die any time. We just didn't get the lesson. Didn't take the warning. Do not drink. Horrendous. Well, I have not spent anything on alcohol today. Brilliant. You're doing well. Keep it going. Keep strong. Why not? It's got to be done to save your life. That's what we're doing here. We're saving people's lives. We're saving each other, aren't we? Because anybody can relapse. Never say never. I don't want to. I've got no desire to. But we don't know what's going to happen. So that's why you have to be very, strong, very mindful of it. Always be on alert. So, Marna, Grunty, I've done the book now. I'm just trying to get Brad Pitt to star in the film. Well, he's free this month. I spoke him last Thursday. He's free till the end of October, actually 2 months. He might be able to go on the submarine with you, do a bit of research. And driver, I don't think any of my family are alcoholics, but a couple have mental health difficulties. I'm not sure if it's all part of the same thing. Right, it's interesting that. I'm not sure there's genetic or not. Maybe some more research on that one. Sorry to hear about the mental health issues on. Nice to see you here again. It's good to see you all. Teddy Mac, Tuesday I used to have a rule that I'd only drink on days beginning with T. Tuesday, Thursday, tomorrow. I like that. Yeah, Teddy Mac. I used to have a rule that I'd only drink on days beginning with T. Tuesday, Thursday, today and tomorrow. Can't beat that, can you? Good, yeah, and the mental health side of it, yeah, could be. I know my mental health was off the scale when I was drinking. It didn't seem to be when I was younger, though. Free tea. I went on drinking spree after a breakup relationship and didn't stop for 4 years. That's most of what happened to me as well. It's not good, is it? It's the vicious cycle is the best way to put it. You kind of get off this Ferris wheel of every day was a long day. It's hard to even get to 4 o'clock. I think about drinking, isn't it? I mean, in my case, when I was really ill, I was just drinking all 24 hours a day, which was horrendous, Jungle. I looked up to my dad's heavy drinking when I was a teenager. That's how the drinking started for me. Well, yeah, it was a bit like that. But when I went to the Met place, and I just think these guys are drinking so much, I've got to get in the club, really. A good thing to watch about police is called Life on Mars. It's a bit of a surreal thing, but it shows you all the drinking in the 70s and 80s. It was crazy. So, yeah, heavy drinking was something that was expected of you, wasn't it? In some areas, some social areas, some jobs. The armed forces. Very similar, isn't it? Paul Hall, good evening. How are you doing? Nice to see you. But yeah, it's certainly in some industries, construction, hospitality. I mean, we used to go to some of the hotels for say refreshments. One on duty, cup of tea, maybe 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And the early chefs would come in for the breakfast at the big hotels, the Dorchester, Park Lane, the Grosvenor House, and the chefs would come in for earlies and get a pint straight away. So it was high-end alcoholism in the hotels. Rains, free treats. Seemingly had a split during the pandemic and couldn't handle my emotions at all and started drinking heavily. It's so difficult when you got the emotions, isn't it? Yeah, a lapse is so risky because the alcohol decides when it's over. Yeah, it's a good point. Because alcohol decides when it's over. So the majority of alcoholics have some sort of underlying mental trauma. That's why we use alcohol to escape reality. I suppose it's self-medication without actually knowing it. Yeah, it could be. I think with me, I think I just sort of missed it. I always thought alcohol would cut the emotions. It makes it worse. Yeah, you're right there. That's nearly 60 people on. It's good, isn't it? Jason, I'm the type of drinker where I don't fall over. I can stay awake 5 days straight with you two. It's not. I'm a bit like that, yeah. Hyperactive a little bit. But then I crash if I feel so tired. Frank, when anybody join a new job, you're nearly expected to go drinking with the gang, otherwise they think you're odd. Yeah, 100%. That still applies today, Still applies today. It's incredible. Hope you're enjoying this. Thanks for all being here. And, if you want to drop a super chat in, because to help support the channel, and please do. Or there's a buy me a coffee link at the top, which is pinned at the top there. It helps us keep taking over, keep everything moving along. Yeah, when anybody joined a new job, you're nearly expected to drink. Yeah, it's true. It's sort of fitting. Thomas, you look yellow. No, it's just the lights thing. Free tea. I had loads of chances to sort things out, but I used to send loads of messages drunk to different people I know. I remember all that carry on. About 60 people, which is very good for Tuesday. Get a few new people as well. It's good. It's very fast-paced chat. Mayor. Jason sounds a bit like Mania. Maybe he is. We stay away for 5 days. It's a long time, isn't it? There's a lot of people that do this gaming and that, they stay awake for days, don't they? Can't keep off the computer, so it's very addictive, isn't it? The computer. Free tea on arguments, etc. Then the next day is like more anxiety or sadness. Think, no way I said that. Yeah, we do stupid things we drink. Why not? We'll be back from Benidorm Monday night, and I will moderate. Okay, good man. Yeah, go take it easy. So are you in Benidorm now then? Because there's been a program on GBN News about Benidorm. Just asking Brits what the main it probably was society. Hi Samantha. Popped in to say hi. Really tired tonight. Nice to see you. You've had a long day obviously. Hope you're well. And maybe speak to you tomorrow when you're feeling a bit better. Or a bit less tired. It's horrible being tired, isn't it? Nothing worse than being tired. But thanks for popping in, Sam. Really appreciate that. Got a lot of people on tonight, Samantha. Tuesday night, you see. I was just saying earlier, when the dark nights cut in a bit, then it'll be very busy, which is what we want. You know, help people and have a good chat and keep things moving along, really. Frank, it's a good thing now in most jobs, no drink allowed. Yeah, I know that, yeah, Frank, yeah. It's, especially lunchtimes is a big thing, especially in London. Not what I did, but, you know, printers, solicitors, and office people used to go for drink, shop workers, and it was just expected, really. 9 to 5ers would go out at 12:30, have 2 or 3 pints, maybe more, go back to the office at 2, fiddle about, file their nails a bit, leave it up at 4 and go back to the pub again, 5 o'clock. And it'd be that 11 sometimes. Young man's game, but even so, it was still very, very harmful and less productive. I'm surprised the companies put up with it, but then again, all the bosses went out, didn't they? So it was a big team effort. But in America, I remember going out on these big drink days, and there were very few people missing from the shift. Very few. And the ones that were seen as a bit odd. But they were quite sensible, really. Thanks, Samantha. We'll speak to you soon if you're tired. Frank, yeah, you're right about the jobs. It's not seen as cool anymore, is it? But there are still people who do it. So, yes, the 80s and 90s seem to be acceptable for lunchtime drink. Well, the 80s and 90s, it was expected of you to drink, wasn't it? To be a heavy drinker, to join the sort of like the scene, if that makes sense. Free treat, liquid lunch, 100%. That's what it was, wasn't it? Yeah, a pint and a pie, as they say. A local pub used to do sausage, chips, and beans and a pint for about £5. Sam Smith's pub it was, just next to Carnaby Street. So all these deals on for lunchtime, and then I don't know how people went back to work, especially at some like sort of high pressure job or a job you have to be very detailed and reports and things. I'd be falling asleep because that was always my point of view. If you found that after a few drinks you felt very tired, because initially if you're tired you have a drink that sort of lifts you up a little bit, that maybe the sugar rush or something, and then you feel absolutely dreadful after, and your whole day's ruined really, and the next day and the day after that, and so it goes on, doesn't it? So high functioning alcoholics, somebody asked a question about high functioning alcoholism. I don't think there is such a thing as high functioning alcoholics. I think it's just somebody who can get through the day by toughening it out, really, and they're young enough and fit enough to do that. Because you can't function very well if you're an alcoholic, can you? Because you're going to feel rough all the time. You're feeling rough, you're feeling tired, you're feeling down, you're feeling depressed, you're not looking after yourself. 30, what I found is taking multiple medications for other health problems cause problems for the liver as well. It does, yeah, 100%. And what gets me in some of the younger people look down on drinkers, they're going to the gym, taking cold weekends. Yeah, I know what you're saying, yeah. It's all the same sort of bad habits, isn't it? Tracy, good evening. Rains, same in Emmerdale and Corrie, middle of the day, working class or in the pub. Very true. Very true. You've got to think about your health. It's your wealth. It's simple as that. But you don't know how much kudos you got, what you do in society. If you ever got your health, as I didn't, I was praying to get well. You know, it's not good, is it? Not good. I just feel it as if like it was years wasted. But then again, I wouldn't be here with it now doing this with you, good people. So it wasn't wasted really. And it's just one of them things that I'm with a much better partner. So good things will happen to you when you're sober. Good things will happen. Only bad things happen when you're drunk or you're drinking. I mean, I was never drunk. I was just drinking to survive. It wasn't good at all. So you've got to be mindful of that. Good things will happen when you're sober. Bad things happen when you're drunk or when you're drinking. I mean, the amount of things I bought stupid things, and I gave things away when I was drinking. I always felt very, not very kind when I was drinking. Oh, let's just have them pair of shoes or just take the car for a couple of hours or, you lose it. And people take advantage of you, People take advantage of you when you drink because you're vulnerable, very vulnerable. Frank, if you were given a choice of £1 million or your health, of course it is, yeah, Frank, yeah, your health is paramount. I mean, Steve Jobs died, didn't he? The founder of Apple. He was only in his 50s, wasn't he? Relatively young bloke. But I thought I was going to die. I was convinced I was going to die. The doctors were convinced I was going to die. As again, if you have a look at decompensated alcohol-related disease, prognosis 2 years. That's it. Especially if you have ascites fluid, which I had, and poor hypertension. It was absolutely horrendous. And when you get to that level, you really have regrets. Why didn't I do this? Why did I do it? Why did I allow myself to get in such a mess, mentally and physically? Because it just takes everything out of you, and it's the worst. It's the hardest part of ever fall, really, just to get well again. Catherine, I'm in agony with my foot Achilles tendon. It's not getting any better. I just say it goes on the. It'll go on the booze. Yeah, it's a good point, that we don't deal with other illnesses when we're drinking. Do we? That's a problem. Make sure you get the doctors. Brett, evening mate. How are you doing, Brett? Tracy Pratt, hello. How are you? Free trade, you're vulnerable but dangerous as well. As you can get robbed or used drunk. Of course you can, yeah. Yeah, and get legal problems. 100%. 100%. The Rotine, I like Heineken. Yeah, it was quite good. It was draft one. Lenny, Steve Jobs had pancreatic, which was a low survival rate. He didn't heed the original prognosis and sought an alternative. Right, I didn't know that. Thanks, Lenny. Good information. Rains Banyan, Matthew Perry had 6,000 AA meetings under his belt and still succumbed to addiction. He was quite young when he died, wasn't he? Muldoon, I need to hear this even if it's hard to hear. Thanks to him, Canadian subscriber. Hi, Mul. Yeah, you need to hear it because you will die. Simple as that. The bollocks of these doctors who say moderated, cut down. It's nonsense that I know more about. That's why I got this one-to-one that I do, the mentoring session. I've got a lot of people sober by being brutal. And you have to be brutal. 54 is all yours. If you don't stop drinking, you're going to die. That's it. It's common sense, isn't it? Not for me. Too exactly, I didn't like it. Waste of time for me. This is far better. There's far better people in here than I've ever met in AA. Jesus. There's very clever people here. I'm not talking about me, I'm about you. So we would be loading torpedoes after coming back from the bar at dinner time. Jesus. Half cut the crane driver was the biggest pisshead on the base. Unbelievable, isn't it? But I remember taking cars out in Blues and Twos to West End after a heavy session. Not just me, all of us. I'm doing that now. The torpedoes, it's quite funny, isn't it? Sorry to laugh. The Royal Navy. God bless all who sail in her. Tommy Martin. Hello, hope you're well. I've been sore 3 months. Fantastic, Tommy. Well, good news. Biggest kindling effect, which made me stop in the end. Yeah, it's horrible, that kindling effect, isn't it? Steve Jobs was only 56, very young, Frank, wasn't he? Very young. And Perry was not at it for 30 years and was taking Vice at dinner a day. Didn't know that. Thanks, Danny. Which I don't like, Sambuca. Never had it. And Catherine, no, yeah, that's mad. It is mad. But it's true. Born out of the third, I say, but just sort of intoxicating has been the cause of every problem in my life. It is a massive cause. Hemorrhage, hi Steve, been watching for a while. Thanks very much. Brett, you can't cut down on it. You need to want to stop. It has to be stopped, isn't it, Brett? Yeah, I agree. Been out about 15 years now. I'm 2 years clean. One drop and I'll be back on it. As soon as you take that first drink, you are goosed. As simple as that. You can't cut down. You either stop or you keep drinking and die. That's it. Unfortunately, that's just the way. That's life. That's the cycle of life, isn't it? I hope you benefit from these lives. If you do want to drop a super chat in to support the channel, please do. Or if you want to buy a coffee, there's a link at the top, which is pinned there to support the channel. Matthew Perry was also Dr. Shoplow. Oh, see, right. Private doctors. 3 bones, same as me on the binge. Started drinking to get rid of hangovers and went full time. When you get full time drinking, you're knackered, aren't you? Bertie, what makes my anxiety worse is being diabetic and not controlling it properly because of alcohol. That's another issue. So you could, like I said to Catherine earlier, she's got this Achilles problem. You've got to go to the doctors for these things. We put off the doctor because we're alcoholics. We should be going more. Probably now I've recognised what's wrong with me. I go all the time. If I get something wrong, I had a bad foot of the week. I went to the doctor. It's been sorted. I would have just left that years ago. Right. Probably wouldn't have wouldn't have gone to the doctors. It's simple as that, because you just think you just drink and it'll all go away. Nothing gets any better with drink. So, to be honest, we did it so often we could have done it in our sleep. A bit like the mechanic stripping the car engine. Yeah, I know what you mean. So, yeah. Many of the stories you have are funny, but obviously the consequences are also serious and devastating. It's so bittersweet. Oh, it's crazy. The world, the way I lived, and probably the way the subs lived, massive responsibility and couldn't give a fuck. If that makes sense. Not because we didn't want to, just the way that life was then. It was chaotic. That's the best way I can describe it. Chaotic. Any Matthew Perry prescription drugs sort of made me feel like getting legal drugs, but he was massively abusing. Got you. Right. Yeah, I say a little bit like the Michael Jackson Karen, isn't it? Very similar. Well, yeah, it really does, and also doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense, does it? But, the holidays that were ruined, there were some good times, I think, but not a lot. Because if you go on, I never went on holiday on my own when I had a drink. The only time I've been on holiday on my own was recently, really, recently. Last 2 years I've been with a partner, but prior to that, say from 2022 to 23, when the few holidays then just get me confidence, but all my own. But I was sober then. Actually, during the 8-year spell between 2006 and 2014, I went on a few times and with my daughter. But I wasn't drinking. It was easy going on holiday. It's a struggle going on holiday if you're ill with drink. Because you're all ill, you're poorly. We're all sick. Medically sick when we're in active addiction anyway. My dad was diabetic and he didn't take his injections when he should have, caused a stroke and early death. We got a bit under that, Bertie. Get under those. Diabetics more serious than people realise. It's common, but it's very serious. Get under the injections like Catherine's warned you there. I ruined my holidays too, but it's just devastating looking back. Douglas, what you do is amazing. We're thinking about a drink, then tune to this. No, don't drink, Doug. If you want to drop a super chat in, please do, or buy me coffee links at the top there. Samantha, so you have to share your story of when you woke up in the forest. I did that a couple of times. I used to work in the West End and often used to go in the court on days off. I don't have to wear a uniform, so I had to put a suit on. It was like a good float of trials, which may or may not go ahead. And they often used to be released from court by about midday. So we'd go in from the big courts, the Bailey and all sorts of places, and Middlesex Guildhall, and we just hit the drink. And I'd have a few drinks and think, oh, I'm going to get home by 6 o'clock. I was still at the booze at 10 to 11. I used to try and run to the underground station and get the last tube in there. And I had a pager then. I used to page my ex-wife and say, I'll be back by 12:30. And then a couple of nights, I remember waking up. I think it was a horse walking by me one day, looking at a horse. I was in this suit and sort of lying face down in the forest. Or when the dew goes over you and all that, I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, where I've been. Must have blacked out. That happened a couple of times. Nobody ever woke me up, they just walked past me. It's incredible, really. Obviously, the things we got up to, I mean, God almighty. Because the forest was obviously dark, I must have just tripped over and bang, just blacked out with the booze. So I missed the whole night, I didn't know what it was. So I was having blackouts then, but it was mad. Absolutely mad. The whole thing was horrendous. But I lost a lot of days and weeks then. That's why I don't go to bed now till later. I claw about all this time I lost. Absolutely crazy. Thanks for that, Samantha, the laughing faces. It was funny at the time, actually, when I think about it. I think, where's all this water come from? There's a dew in the forest, like, the light mist in the summer that comes across. I don't know if you'll get the bloke on the horse. Just look down at me like, what the fuck? Crazy. It was mad. I've got lots of other stories about waiting in grid bins and all sorts. Woke up in the graveyard. Terrible that, waiting in the graveyard. Why do we go to graveyards in the forests? I mean, why do we do that? I'll tell you about the grid bin one tomorrow. So all be here at 9. That's incredible, the grid bin one. It was bigger than a grid bin, but it was a grid bin. It was madness. Thanks, Catherine. Do you ever meet any of your former colleagues from the police job? Oh, yeah. Well, we used to have like a once a year meetup, but sadly, although I'm not that old, quite a few have died, would you believe? I don't know, stress or just different things. I knew a lot of people. We used to do this once a year thing. That's tailed off a little bit, but people change, people move away, people have their commitments and that sort of thing. But it was a good lifestyle there. I enjoyed it. But the drink took over my life. But it was like part of the job, wasn't it, really? But the stories, I could talk for 1,000 years. I talk too much anyway, but the drink, when that got a hold, wow, crazy times. I've got quite a crazy life now, but that was just beyond belief. Quiet places. Yeah, you're probably right, Rachel, yeah. Quiet places. And about the horse, yeah. What's that bloke done in the suit? It was very smart. It was actually a Savile Row suit because we got a bit of discount. Because the police station was West End Central, 21 Savile Row, West 1. It's best suit I've ever had that. I wouldn't fit into it now, probably. I'm taller. Just a joke. I mean, I was under someone's bloody car. Jesus. I'm a normal person normally. Done some nut things, Stephen. Yes. What are we doing underneath the car? Why do we do this? We're normal folk. I mean, I had some rank in the police, and I was like a policeman. No, I wasn't like a policeman. I was. Ended up in the forest, like under some sort of tree. What's all that about? Beef Chip reminder: I will be out of town this weekend, and I want zero tomfoolery in the chat. Some shenanigans will be permitted. Right. Thanks, that Beef. The boss is there. Samantha, enjoy your time away, Beef and Chicken. Where are you off to? Beef and Chicken. Or is it a secret? Everyone's going to have secrets. I got pissed in Paisley, Glasgow. I passed out on some grass next to some small trees. Apparently, I'd fallen asleep in the middle of a roundabout. The police took me back to the submarine. Jesus. What were we like? We're supposed to be military people-ish. Imagine my family couldn't believe it when I told them things I'd done and things you talk about relate. Oh, we're all crazy people. If you want to drop a super chat in, please do to help support the channel. Or you can hit the Buy Me Coffee link, which is pinned to the top there. It all helps the channel to grow and be solid. It's getting more solid every day, actually. And thanks for the donations so far. Appreciate it. Beef and Chicken just going north to visit family. That's north as in America, isn't it? So not Canada or anything. Well, have a nice time anyway, and enjoy yourself. And have a break from this. I know I'll stress you out a little bit, but there's a couple of other people chipped in as moderators because they need them because there's any idiots. But I think the idiots are frightened to come on here because we're quite strong. Words soon spread, if you go on and create hassle, then you will get immediately shot. That sort of thing. So yeah, this is a question I get asked a lot. Alcohol and sleep. I actually still do miss the fact that alcohol used to get me to sleep. Not so much now. I'm a bit more tired than I used to be, but I used to find that drift away. But you can't do that now. I can't drink it all. But when you realise that it actually didn't make you drift away, it made you have a horrendous sleep, sweating, tossing and turning. You can't sleep properly. Basically, the question is about alcohol and sleep. Alcohol will disturb your sleep as simple as that. So everything's going to improve when you stop drinking. Your sleep pattern, your food, your moods, mood swings as well when you're drinking. I mean, I'm quite a steady person, I think. Some people on here might not agree, but one person particularly probably won't. But I'm quite calm, and when you're drinking and you're coming off drink, the mood swings go very deep, dark places because you're not normal. You feel so ill and you feel so poorly, and you've lost your life. Thanks, Catherine, for that donation. Really appreciate that. Thanks so much. I appreciate all of these donations that come in because it helps keep this channel strong. It keeps it growing all the time. And we've got a nice, solid base of people every night of the week now. Where you can see it, so. Thanks again, Catherine. Really appreciate that. And when you don't wake up awake, you're just exhausted. You do, yeah. Thanks again, Catherine, for that. You wake up more tired when you're in bed, don't you? I mean, I wake up tired when I get up, but within half an hour, I'm rotting and rolling, really. Well, that'd be a bit strong, but you know what I'm saying. Awake, at least. For you to think with booze, though, it's more like just knocked out. It is. Yeah, you're not getting the REM sleep, are you? You are sort of knocked out. That's maybe what I used to like about it. Just a bit of information. There's 60 people on now for now, which is fantastic. Real Farmer, hi, buddy, just found your channel. I'll give a drink. It's the devil in you. It is mine, isn't it? How long you been off for, Real? Interesting to find out how long you've been sober. Because there's people of all different levels of sobriety on here, People are struggling as well, and we'll help them as a team here. Nice to see you. Real Farmer. Jason Gray, the dreams I've been getting since I stopped, I could write a Stephen King book. Yeah, I can imagine. Please don't forget to share and subscribe. It will maybe help some people like us. Yeah, that's a good point, Samara. Yeah, like and share these and the videos. Watch the main videos as well. There's a lot of information on there, a lot of good comments on there as well. Thanks, Samara, for pushing that. I keep forgetting to say that. That's where I've got you good people to help me. Frank Foley, that's why people who drink a lot look older because they don't sleep properly. That's a good point, that. That's always my partner keeps pushing on me. You must sleep more, must rest more. It's important. I didn't think it was, but when I looked at it, it was very important, isn't it? Real for 3 months, but he used to do 3-4 day benders. Good for you. I'm glad you got over it. Got over the worst there. Fantastic news. 3 months, turned that into 6. And, every one day at a time is a way. Scott Bob, September the 17th, I'll have 10 years. Fantastic. We'll have to have a little celebration then. 10 years, magnificent, isn't it? That's something to be applauded, isn't it? Score to get 10 years under your belt. Incredible. Yeah, I'll give him a few hundreds there. Thanks, Samantha. Well done, Scott Bob. It is a fantastic achievement, that. And why risk that now? We're relapse, No point at all. Keep going with that and keep strong. And every day you'll get better. And you get to the point where you're sober confident. And nothing will knock you off now and make you drink again. And I hope the one day your life is vastly improved, even with a few months off. As a real farmer, so 3 months is done. He's on benders now. He's off for 3 months, and then 3 months is into 3 years. It'll be 6 years for me in October. I think it was October the 19th, something like that. And it's gone. The last couple of years has been fantastic. The first couple of years in hospital was nip and tuck, very worrying time. The next couple of years was just getting myself put together with good food and a bit of rest, really, and looking after myself to some degree. But I look after myself even more now. It's important. A bit of self-care, you use some decent body creams and get your hair cut, and just look after yourself. Eat well, and make sure that you just take some time if you can out of your day, just half an hour if you can, to listen to a bit of music, settle down basically, and you learn to relax without alcohol. That's the key. If you can learn to relax without alcohol, it's a massive bonus. Real farmer. Funny thing about it is I don't hear from half those I used to drink with, no real friends. I said that the other day to my partner. All of the people I used to know, they just ignore me now because they're jealous of you. That's as simple as that. They're not real friends. They will see you as a threat to them because they can't get out of the mess they're in. So, real farmer, I'm enjoying my food and boxing at the gym. You'll feel 100% better since I've gone back to the gym as well. People won't like you, the way you look, the way you act, the way you behave, and just everything. Because they're in a mess and they're getting worse as you're getting better, if that makes sense. Scoop up, I have no desire to drink. I have liquor at home from when we had guests. It's in the kitchen in Fireboard. There you go. Just keep off it. You'll not do it again. After this length of time, you'll be fine. I'm hoping you will. Just don't let anybody else mess it up for you. That's the key. Because you're putting it off to somebody else, you've got to look after yourself. Along with ribs, potatoes. Good. Real farmer, something isn't too bad. One thing with low times, you work with who you can really trust. Good point. Yeah. We've 100%. Cheers, man. You work with it very quickly who's genuine enough when you try to do something positive for yourself. There are too many negative people in life. Avoid the negative people and stick with the positive people. Stick with the people who are going to bring you up, not people who bring you down. Samantha, they were not your real friends. So, Bob, you just had a devil in common. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, Samantha. Excellent way of putting it, actually. The devil in common. Yeah, take note of that. It's a good quote. I've never heard that before. I'll maybe do a video on that, the devil in common. Scoreboards everywhere at the pub, at the store, in my cupboard. Yeah, it's so available, isn't it? Look at that thing that Samantha's written, the devil in common. It's true, that means. No one's called spirits, isn't it? It's hard to leave some people behind or for them to lose touch, because we often remember good times. Yeah, the good times have gone, though. We're a bit older now and we're a little bit more wise, if that makes sense. So a real farmer, our drinking buddies are not our friends, they are acquaintances, but they are your best friends when they're drinking. 100%. We're putting money in whips and all sorts. I'm at the radio. Nice to see you from one joy to another. It's not an easy path to walk without the crutch or support. Good point. I haven't seen you on here before. Nice to see you. So, Bob, yes, it's not spirits, it's demons and devils. Yeah, you're right, man. The devil. The devil in, what did you say? The devil in common. One thing in common, the devil's alcohol, isn't it? Yeah, it's been a good night so far. I had about an hour there. If you want to drop a super chat in, doesn't matter how much it is, a little donation would be great. Help support the channel. And there's also the Buy Me a Coffee link, which is pinned at the top there. It's helps the channel to grow, and as the sub said there, like and share, because there's other people, lots of other people struggling. There's millions in the UK struggling with alcohol. And I've spoken to a lot of people in the last year or so since I started this. And I don't think I've spoken to one family who haven't been affected in some way by alcohol. There's always some issue within their family group or, close relatives. Are you Geordie? Originally, yes. Well, originally, I suppose I was. Yeah, born in Newcastle area. I'm back there now. But I spent a lot of time in the south when I was in the Met Police in London. So I lived in South London. I lived in Essex. I had a little flat down in Portsmouth for a little while as well. Real farmers. Some were really good friends. We used to box together, do family days out with our kids. Oh, I see. But then, because I chose to stop drinking, they didn't like it. It really opened my eyes to those who really didn't care. It's interesting that the ones I was on about were just acquaintances from the pub, not sort of real mates like that, Radio station, Steve, been following. Well, you've helped me calm it down a bit with the regular drinking. Appreciate you and your channel. Thanks, Rob. Appreciate that. Nice message. Scott Bob, we forget about our drinking pals. Quick. Yeah. Commiserators, not really friends. Yeah, you're right there. Samantha says, the one thing you've got in common is the devil of the drink. That's it. Nothing else. And when you don't drink, you talk about the ones I'm talking about, all they do is piss people off, talk behind their backs. That's not very good, is it? They've got no substance to themselves. They're not interesting. They're not doing anything. They haven't been anywhere. And they're not really interested in what you're doing because you're doing a lot more. They won't like the way you look, the way you act. Your eyes will be clear. You look fresh. You'll be better. And they'll be just sitting there and just going over. Most days trying to read a newspaper they can't see. I have very few friends today. Good point, Scott, but I don't have as many as I used to. Well, they weren't friends anyway, really. I had a lot of people in the Met, most of them are in London or abroad now. This is a quick question. Can you be a healthy drinker? Wine moderation, marketing lies. I don't think you can ever have a sort of moderate drink. We certainly can't, anyway, I know that. But some people say you can. But not us. I mean, just in life in general. I think 1 or 2 glasses of wine every now and again is fair enough, but not if you're doing it every day. You cannot moderate that. Farmer, life is too short to worry about those that don't care and won't drag you down. We're here for a good time, a long, long time. Very true. Associate yourself with people who are doing better than you. It's as simple as that. And they will bring you up. Do not associate with people who are losing things, as it were. I won't say losers, but you know what I'm saying. Pull yourself up. Make yourself better. Be a better person for yourself and for everybody else. If your family focus on them, if you're at a pub, you're failing them. Let's go by if you have family, focus on them. If you're at the pub, you're failing them. Very true. Radio station, if you take most of the people I know, remove the social aspect of alcohol and try engaging them in a zero alcohol scenario, we probably hate each other and having nothing in common. Yeah, you're right. There's nothing in common apart from the Samantha said there about the devil, which is the drink, isn't it? My real farmer, sober person, suppose, kill for the party crowd. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's a good point there. But it's good to be sober, isn't it? To be the exclusive minority is quite a good purpose, really. Especially over Christmas, if you're just newly sober, you'll notice over Christmas when everyone's hating January the 1st, you'll love it. Because all the festivities are finished and you get on with your life. And they spend £500 over a weekend and you're going all day. That's when it hits them. But when you're doing really well and you've got some nice clothes and you've got a new car and they're sitting there without a pot of pissing because they've done most of the wages on or benefits whether they've gone on booze, and then they're trying to claw it back by gambling, so lose even more, borrow even more, and get more on the shit. That's what happens, isn't it? It's a very, very bad vicious cycle. Don't hang around too long; they will try and make you the designated driver. Well, I would never do that, but I understand what you're saying. Being present, living in the moment, take it easy on others, take it easy on yourself. Definitely. If I've had my hard party days, same as me, you've got to change your whole lifestyle. They feel like you're judging them. Yeah, they said to me, I'm what they say to me, preaching, which is stupid. So I can't be bothered with them anymore. So I don't go in anymore. Is it where the Spoons pub? You know where I live, and I think, nah. I'll go in there to be sort of, tell us talking about me. That doesn't bother me. I said, what am I getting out of it? Nothing. I might as well come back and do some videos and speak to you. I'm getting nothing. I know we should go at night anyway, but even just popping during the day, I thought I can't even be bothered with that. Because there's always some idiot there who'll say, oh, you're enjoying your new life now. I said, fuck off. Can't be bothered with them. And then that's the message. Leave them alone. Let them hang, as they say. And then you'll not get bothered by that. If you would like to drop a super chat in, please do, and to keep the channel supported, or the coffee links at the top there. Another couple of questions I've got here. Oh, actually, wait a minute. I'll answer these quick. Hi, Paul. A lot of drinkers I feel uncomfortable in the company of someone who doesn't drink. Yeah, it's very true. Jealousy, 100%. Somewhere I became an introvert after. These are going really quick. Where there was a pub, there was a bookie. Very true. It's got to probably feel stronger together sober. I enjoy watching others get pissed. Yeah, it's up with them, isn't it? Yeah, me too. You can get crazy and can't say it was the booze. Authentic joy, I quite like that, yeah. Stoic. Hello again. I'm back from work. It's not very often I hear from my addiction now. But I did, driving home from work, saw my old dealer, and I take him in, pull over, and see if he got anything. You have to shut them thoughts out, yeah. Dylan, how are you doing, Dylan? Nice to see you. Authentic joy doesn't come from drinking. No, nothing good comes from drinking. The only thing that comes from drinking is grief, despair, financial ruin, lack of motivation, and ultimately death. That's all that's going to come out of it. But it's everywhere, isn't it? Redefining, just subscribe. Thanks for Farmer. Appreciate it. There's lots of videos on there. If you want to watch the videos, and you can share them. All of us, I think all of you can have a look at the videos. There's some good videos on there. A lot of daft stories and a lot of serious stories as well. This is all the socialising I do have really retreated. My playpen got very small. Best way. Poverty from drink, 100%. A lot of deprivation comes from drink. If you see only joyful when you drink, you got a big problem. Yeah, that was my problem. You've got to get sober and relax with a sober life and enjoy yourself being sober. And you really appreciate life then, because you don't appreciate life when you're drinking all the time. It's not normal, is it? And it becomes very, very controlling. You end up in a mess. In all the ways we've described there, financially, emotionally, spiritually, hope just everything. Your life just falls apart. Cheers, Scott. Speak soon. Thanks for your help tonight. And Angelo, thank you for having a worthwhile channel. Thanks, Angelo. There's a lot of new people on here, which is brilliant. Come back again every night at 9 o'clock. If anybody wants to donate a super chat to support the channel, then please do. There's a buy me a coffee link at the top. And I'm glad I've got some new people in. Makes it more, it's dynamic. It's faster flowing, isn't it? It gets so fast I can't go to all the comments, but I'll try my best. You called the age up. Well done, Stoic, for not going for the hit, as it were. Stoic, I heard something interesting on a podcast last night. I no longer believe in everything I think. That's good. Yeah, I like that. It's very interesting, that. There's some good quotes here, especially by the story, by everybody, because we've all got a different story. Cars hasn't been on. Observer hasn't been on. Who else is missing? Birdie was brief. Maybe they're doing other things, because not everybody can be here for an hour and a half or so every night. People can go to bed and all sorts. Richard Bruce, hi. How are we doing this year? Scott Bob, that's where I was buddy and doing it on my own family help, because we're a family that hasn't really got on unless shite hits the fan. Only close to my children. Yeah. Got your rule from it. It's not easy to come off booze, but when you get off it, you've got to stay off it. The whole thing started tonight with relapse, really, and how dangerous it is and how you have to fight for it, really. Fight for sobriety initially and not to relapse. Yeah, I like seeing people happy, drunk, telling secrets, but the really drunk ones make me uncomfortable. I see myself. Yeah, I know what you're saying. We can't just be social drinkers, simple as that. Honestly, I think anybody who's sober is happy than anybody else. Rob, XX bought a coffee. Thanks very much, Rob. I really appreciate that coffee, and nice to see you on here. Thanks to everyone who's put a super chatting as well. And Rob just bought a coffee. Appreciate it so much. You won't believe it. Really good. Off to bed. Good night, Stu. Good night, Samantha. Take it easy. Hope you have a better day tomorrow. It's hard work doing things when you're tired, isn't it? It's catch it up with you if you're busy. I'll speak to you soon. Real farmers. Really lovely, happy drunk, but it was getting out of hand. That's the problem. It catches up with you, doesn't it? It really does. Richard Bruce, sleeping poorly due to life problems. The alcohol isn't such a one anymore. Right. Yeah, I understand. You see, nothing's easy when you're drinking, because all of your problems become magnified and everything seems more serious than it is, Sleeping poorly due to life problems. Frank Foley, I used to hate the loud drunks. They would annoy your head. I know what you're saying. Yeah. Get into your mind, don't they? They make me feel uncomfortable now. So that's why I don't go to the pub. I'll go with my partner now and again, but I don't want to go late night pub. I just hate the atmosphere at pubs. I haven't been at a pub late at night for years, really. Apart from I've been away somewhere or whatever. Very rare for me. I was drinking in the house, really, when I was really ill. from 2014, 2019, I only just popped out now and again. I couldn't really get out, but I didn't feel comfortable. So you don't now. When you don't drink, you don't feel like part of a day. My family still drinks heavy, but unlike me, they don't wash up in hospitals and jails. Yeah. Well, we've just been caught, haven't we? Well, thankfully, we've been caught in time before we pass away. Whenever the addiction comes in, you've got to catch the first thought. Mox, I went to radio station. I hated waking up trying to remember what I said. Thanks, Sam, the radio station, for the coffee there. I know what you're saying. You forget what's happened the night before, don't you? And it's like, wow, what have I done? And you check your phone, see if you've messed anybody around, or see if you've been a total twat. And you've got to remember that this is something which is going to ultimately disable you and take your life early. Not many alcoholics live past 55. 57, like, was the mean age for alcohol death, especially from liver disease. But all in all, people have heart attacks, strokes, pancreatitis, and I broke was that finger? Is it? So keeping conscious. I just think the whole thing, when you think about it, it's a waste of time, a waste of money, it's a waste of your life, and you also don't consider your family in all this, do you? You just think of yourself. I'm the one that's important. Before checking mum died when she was 58. Really bad, like. Really bad. 58. I mean, that's 5 years younger than me, isn't it? May have broke my ribs. I did that a couple of times. Really bad injuries I've got. I've had problems with. I spilled some liquids on my foot one night. I got a bad burn. Didn't get it seen to. Numerous times I've fallen over, hit my head. Black eyes. All this sort of thing. I didn't get any fights as far as I knew. The one night I lost my wallet, I'm sure I got robbed. But I didn't know about it. I really smashed my head on the concrete post. Jesus. God bless your mum. Yeah, thanks, Paul, for that. 58 is very young, isn't it? Very young. Just blacked out. 6, woke up now. Wow. At 6 o'clock, woke up now. It's like 4 hours. It's so easy just to black out, isn't it? Just to lose consciousness. It's just tiredness and feeling unwell. So sorry, Biff. It's terrible young, isn't it? Thanks, Aaron, for putting that in. So Biff and checking. I lost my mum at 51. Exactly 1 year before my wedding day. Jeez, man. She used to keep a bottle of Sambuca in the freezer. You see what I mean about families being affected by this? What a fucking awful disease, isn't it? My friend got sober after she went home with a stranger and asked him if he'd respect her in the morning. He said, I don't respect you now. For fuck's sake. Horrendous, isn't it? A lot of DTs is due to insomnia on top of booze, right? So that's a heartbreak. It is, mine. Exo waking up with a black eye or an injury, having not a clue how you got there. Yeah, no, it's horrible, isn't it? How do we get in these situations when we're supposed to be, will be all intelligent, bloody folk, you know what I mean? I just kind of, when I look back, believe I got myself such a fucking mess. It's the ones that always want to go out and just fight. I don't think alcohol makes you aggressive. I think that's in people anyway. I mean, I dealt with that obviously with my job every day in the West End, drug disorder and all the rest of it. On the radio, I lost my auntie in 1994. She was 46. I was 13. Drank too much and took pills. Sad situation that could have been prevented. Yeah, it's not good, is it? She was 36. She was 36 years. Yeah. It's just so sad when you hear these stories, isn't it? And it's got us as well, didn't it? It's got us. But we've got the right place now. We're at the point where we are, most of us at a turning point. I think I've turned the corner. Max and Marina has a story. There's a lot of people who turn the corner. But if you just turn it, we're going to help you get there, because life is wonderful when you are sober. Yeah. Stoic, fantastic donation there. Thanks so much. Stoic says you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. Well, clever guy. This Stoic man, isn't he? Thanks so much for that. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. Yeah, it's a good one. That you have power over your mind, you do, but not other outside, which means other influences, isn't it? Appreciate that. I appreciate all of the comments that you make. I appreciate everybody that comes in here. Um, it's incredible. Some of the words that come out, and some things. I thought I knew a lot about alcoholism until I started this 5 weeks ago, and now I know a hell of a lot more. I hope you do too, because we've all got different stories, all different levels, different times of our lives, and in different time zones. And there's people all over the world here, isn't it? At different ages. And one guy's 70s, people in his 20s, and I did a one-to-one with the guy the other day who was a massive. Okay, thanks for that. He was drinking a bottle of vodka every day, and he was only 24, I think. Not good, is it? Not good at all. When you think, wow, that's a lot of gear. That I was drinking a few pints then, but it caught up with me, it wasn't very good. It was to the point where I think, well, how am I going to survive this? As I got older, he's doing it when he's in his early 20s. The younger you start, then the more chance you've got to become an alcoholic. That's official figures, apparently. Medical figures, Yes, scary things happen, isn't it? Alcohol, it's just a horrendous disease. How I see it is, Steve is saving lives here. Any donation is helping keeping this going. So together we are all helping to save each other. Yeah, thanks, Stoic. Read that again. I see. How I see it is, Steve is saving lives. Any donation is helping keeping this going. So together we are all helping to save each other's lives. Yeah, it's a good point then. Thanks for that. If you wish to donate, then please do. It doesn't have to be a lot. It keeps the channel going, and if we can save a few lives, what a fun thing! That's what a magnificent thing we've done as a team. Incredible. Oh my God, we'll have to stop this downward spiral. Definitely. Has anyone seen the film Another Round? I haven't seen that one yet, friends. Cormac, how are you doing? Nice to see you. How are you? Mia leaving Las Vegas here with Nicolas Cage. Quite frightening, wasn't it, that? Frank, there was a famous Russian president called Boris Yeltsin. They said he drank 2 bottles of vodka a day. I remember him, yeah. He couldn't get off the plane when he landed in Heathrow, could he? He was so pissed. Or landed somewhere. A great big scar on his head, didn't he? Some sort of birthmark. Yeah, I remember him. I just got out of hospital after 4 DTs, hallucinations still in my head. Wow. How are you feeling now? I drank 5 liters of water a day when I got sober and had cirrhosis 23. Bloody hell. How are you now? How are you now, Aaron sounds awful. The DTs with Aaron's been in hospital. Real farmer high. Started at a young age, never had a functional family. My kids all my life and drive me to be a better person. That's really good news. Our country's knackered. What's the plan, Aaron? You have to maybe get some follow-up on that, maybe. Frank Foley, Boris Johnson visited Ireland. He couldn't get off the plane. They put it down hill. I thought, yeah, Ireland was it. I remember, because you were so nice to me on your sub. I remember that, watching the news. They said he didn't feel well. And I think my dad at the time, who knew what was going on, said something about he's had a few too many or something, but he's full. My dad's use that expression, he's full of drink. And he most likely won't. Yeah, imagine flying from Russia to fucking Ireland. Well, quite about to get off the train, piss off, and let's turn back, get another vodka on. Jesus. It happens to I say the best, it wasn't the best of anything, we're all humans. But it happens at any level, doesn't it? Whether you're sweeping the roads or whether you're flying around in a fucking fast jet. Aaron, central nervous system fried. I'll just use my legs till I'm getting help. Wow, bloody hell, man, Aaron. Is that all down to the booze? Emma came off liver cancer. Jesus Christ, how old are you, Em? Just all through booze. From fully eczema, you're correct, I remember that. Yeah, it was Boris Johnson. We've got some new people on the end, some people struggling here, which is They need help, so we've got to pull together a little bit. I think need you to all come back tomorrow. Try and give you some support. I mean, there's no doctors in here yet. I don't think doctors know as much as we do, to be honest with you, about alcoholism. Because unless you've been an alcoholic or are an alcoholic, then you don't have a clue. Any doctor who says you can just moderate and cut down is talking bollocks. Stoic. I'm part of recovery program 24/7. WhatsApp group of addicts. 3 physical meetings, walk and talk. I go on a walk. That's good. And Stoic. You've got to find a way out. 2 bottles a day for 3 weeks after relapse. What were you drinking, Aaron? And check out Bad Company and Dirk Delirious to keep it right at the front. We have a built in forget. Yeah, it's a good point, Mia. Bad Company's good. Interesting guy. You got a lot of stories on. Thanks for totally being 44. Right, well, still relatively young. Vodka, Aaron. Okay. It's amazing how many people turn to vodka, isn't it? Execute service. Got you. But hit the booze heavy. Fucking hell. From what I was spending on drink every bend I know, started saving for kids. It's a much better life. On the radio, I remember dinner time drinking. Yeah, I used to. Was that in the south? For us Southern Road, we always used to drink. Well, you up north, I used to drink a lot more in London, when I was up north. Yeah, only we know, and I feel a bit accountable to my friends here. Yes, exactly. That's the way it should be, Pelor. Yeah, mate, I'm glad you feel that way. We've got a good group, Cotswolds, that's a nice area. But to all new people, please subscribe and turn notifications so you never miss a live every night at 9. Also, hit the thumbs up and share. Thanks, Beef, there. There's a couple of links there for the one-to-one mentoring and for the book. I've got an ebook out as well. It's only $5.99. Give it a shot. And we're sober for months before Relapse managed to have saved thousands. Same with me, I was sober for 8 years and then bang, within days I was completely fucked. There was no middle ground, there was no easing into it, there was no time scale. It was just, you're sober, now you're fucked. There was nothing to it. There was no build up, It was incredible. Keith Arthur was a good send. Okay. Keith Arthur, I don't know what that is. Samara, great community again tonight. It's great. We can share our demons amongst like-minded people. I think what Samantha said earlier was good. We have a common thread, which is the devil drink. That's about it, isn't it? When we're with the drinkers. And that's why I don't drink with them anymore. I don't go and see them because that's all there was between me and these people. And I class them because they're out of my life now. You've got to move on from them, and you're a different level of people now. Everyone here is intelligent and know what we're doing. The guys and some of the guys in the pub are just brain dead, man. Brain dead. And we were. That's why we're sat with them, isn't it? You wouldn't have gone and sat with them years ago when you were sober. Ray's Williams sober started, still taking the piss, man's loser, making a joke. He's a weird bloke, isn't he? Everything's better sober, everything. 100% around, yeah. Every day. You sleep, you rest, you walk, and you're talking. I couldn't even walk properly when I was drinking. Not because of drunkenness, because my gait was all over the place. I was uncoordinated. Most of you won't remember these, but the Submariner will remember. The Thunderbirds. I used to walk like that. Fucking hell. Everything's better. Real farmer, I guess the saying goes, you get out of life what you put in. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, my gait was weird. Is this? Yeah, strange. Keith Arthur on LBC radio. So we have got to be selfish in recovery. Don't repay recovery to others. Remember, there is no finish line. Recovery isn't a destination, it's a journey. It is a journey. It's a long journey, isn't it? But it's worth it. It's worth getting to the finish line, if there is a finish line. As I said before, if you get some value out of these lives, and you do, all of you contribute a lot to them, then please feel free to drop a sort of chatting or hit the buy me a coffee link, which some people have already done, which is great. Thanks very much. Yeah, it's a long journey, isn't it? But it's worth it to be alive and worth to be happy and worth to be at peace. I never had peace when I was drinking. I had a good job. I was married. I didn't get on my wife, but that's a different story. I had a good job. Lived in a lovely area. I enjoyed my job. I enjoyed my friends. Parents were still around. I had quite a good life, really. And then the drink came along and bang, it was gone. Then every day was a problem. Every day was difficult. Journey sober was an amazing opportunity there too. When drinking, you barely exist, Aaron, barely. When you get nutrition, your walking gets better. Yeah, good point. Yeah, good point. You don't walk properly. You don't. I didn't even talk properly. I didn't want to talk to anybody. But all the health benefits of alcohol. Those who are still struggling, keep tuning in. This chat, you can help again the know-how and confidence to stop. You can order. Yeah, thanks, Paul, for that. Paul's another moderator. Thanks for that, doing that. Yeah, there's a lot of good information here. It's far better than going to GP, isn't it? GP, we go to this centre and you go and see this nurse and she'll tell you this, and then, oh, we can't give any medication, but just cut down. What the fuck? I've got a lot of time for doctors. Could save my life. They know what they're doing when they cut you apart, or the surgeons know what they're doing, all that kind of. But really, when you go in with the earlier stages of problems with alcohol, they don't really give you much time. Nutrition is vital, especially in early recovery. 100%. I was down to 9 stone when I had this alcohol-related liver disease decompensation. I still got scarring. I was eating two meals every session in the hospital. The only way out was to get food. It doesn't matter what it was, just some food. I look at it this way: no one can talk about what we're talking about here if they haven't walked our path. 100%. Yeah, we've all done the same stuff. We've all been affected in very similar ways, if not the same way. So you can't have one of these. I've got a degree in counselling turn up who's never seen a fight in the chip shop, or has never been in a drain, or on the drain, in the gutter, so to speak. Because you need to have been there, to slept on the park bench, to have collapsed, to have had a black eye, to have had an injury, to lose your money, to be stuck in some city you don't even know where the fuck you are. That's alcoholism. Talking about statistics, about units, is a load of rubbish, isn't it? And this thing they hear about the higher power, well, that's a different ballgame, man. But it's real people, real stories. As I said the other night, it's life in the raw, isn't it? And that's the best way of looking at it, life in the raw. Done 34 days sober, that's fantastic, well done. Everyone's done really well. So I find routine is key, good point. Make the best start for every day, get some exercise, healthy diet, meditate, cold shower, strengthen the mind, you feel great. Good point there. The only thing I couldn't do was a cold shower. I used to do that at the gym, mind. I was in a hotel. Real far, very true. Others who haven't been where we've been, we can never understand. We wouldn't understand a tenth of it. Keith Arthur did the fishing show and talked about, oh, yeah, I remember him. What's happened to him? Is he still around, or? I used to remember listening to that when I was on the drink. Tight Lines, it was called, wasn't it? Tight Lines. So what's happened to this Keith Arthur blog? I didn't listen to that much, but I used to remember listening to it on a Sunday morning. Yeah, real factors, isn't it? Yeah. I'll do another 5 minutes because I've got quite nearly start tomorrow. But it's been a good night, a good cry again. It's amazing how many things are coming out every night. Even without any planning, you don't need to plan this, do we? So we should plan a schedule. We don't need to do that. We've all got thousands and thousands of hours of chat here. We keep going until the moon, until the sun went dull, I think. I used to fish, I might start again. It's good for the mind, yeah. Course fishing, guys, to go spinning for trout. That's the first thing I did when I got a little bit better in 2022. Went spinning. I used to go make a small little trout. It was a bit of a buzz, Got me into something like you said regularly, and a little bit of a buzz really. After being just sat in boozers and sat in hospitals, you can't understand clinical depression until you've experienced it yourself. Very good point, Samara. Yeah, you have to have gone through it, haven't you? You cannot dictate, people don't dictate, but even debate the dangers of alcohol if you haven't been there. Beef and chicken, it's why it's key to keep company with like-minded people. I used to go blue in the face trying to explain why I can't moderate, hitting head against a brick wall. Yeah, you can't. It's just no way. As I said before, be the the exclusive minority. Well, Stoic might be able to put that in better words, but you know what I'm saying. Paul God, fishing is good for you. Get out on the riverbank. Yeah, it is good. May we have alligators in the lakes, or as I call them, giant man-eating lizards. Very true. Oh, somebody going to swallow you up, isn't it? The thing about getting sober is you've got to be tough. And when you're tough, you get yourself back, you know what I mean? Frank, you do need lessons, about 10 quid, I think, your river license, but I'll just wing it at our age, bollocks to them. What are you going to do? Put you in jail? You know what I mean? That's my view on life now. I'm not really. I mean, although I was in the authority when I was in the police, I don't really give a damn. But no, unless it's like really legal, like cars and things like that. But parking offences, I just say, oh, bollocks to the ticket. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't worry about a fishing license too much, if that makes sense. Better go fishing than be sleeping with the fishes. That's true. Or in the forest, in my case. I've been thinking of starting fishing. Might have my channel as a fishing channel. Good idea. I get my driving license back this month. Fantastic. I've been banned from drinking. Well, you got get in the car, get us over to a reservoir, get a little selfie stick. You know, yeah, you can get a road license from the post office, I think. Or actually, it's the British River Authority now, isn't it? Go online, you get one within seconds. If you want to, do that. I might have to, pay on some of these reservoirs where they're well stocked as well. There's a big one up near me called Kielder. Then you like spend £20 on bait and go to the fish and chip shop afterwards for something to eat. Yeah, it's true that though, isn't it? But at least it's a day out and it's a sober day out, isn't it? You get a bit of suntan and meet other people. It's good. I'm more shocked. Not that I've only went twice, by the way. 2022, I've been since. I'm always shocked when I hear people are pressured to drink. That has never happened to me. That's how bad I was. Oh, when I was sober, I got sober. They said, "Oh, I have try one." No fucking way. So you can be jailed now for a tweet. That's a good point. Best get those road licenses, fellas and ladies and gentlemen, because we might get nicked for pulling out a small carp. You're under arrest, my son. Or you're nicked, my son. What about the Sweeney? Yeah, we've got to be mindful of everything nowadays, and health. Your health is your wealth, and it's a beautiful life out there. I know the world's in despair and there's recessions, but we're still alive. There's a lot of people under the ground who wish to be where we are, even though some of us might be struggling. Real for me, you do need a license, but it's pennies it is, yeah. But you can join clubs at first. We have a massive gravel pit, which took 25 years to do. Huge fishing lakes. Yeah, that's for these horse fishers, isn't it? Good. I like that one. Good hobby, that one. So let's all go fishing. All those of you who need a bit of fresh air, it's good. We've got time. It's brilliant. My friend just told me Rod Stewart has a fishing license. He probably has. He used to live in Copthorne Estate, which is in Epping, not far from the Bell Hotel, which is in the news while I lived there. Next to Copthorne Estate, where Rod Stewart lived, near Bury Lane in Epping. Nice place to live, though. You have to set strong boundaries and drop them for no one. Anyone you lose is never worth keeping. Good point. Yeah, that's it. Paul, top man, Environment Agency. Get on the website, get to the road. I mean, this could be massive turning point for us. Really, we've got people sober by fishing. Make Sky News yet. Fishing is like meditation. To eat the catch, you do. You can eat salmon and trout. You can't eat the perch and all that other stuff. Carp. I mean, some people go out and meet. When you used to go carp fishing, you just take a little tent, sleep overnight. I couldn't be up with all that. Just to catch a big fat fish and put it back. No chance. Can I come out of the Navy? And went on the trawler? Crab boats and netting boats. Nobody fishing wharf quickly. It was fishing Armageddon on the Tussle Scale. I bet that was profitable. I made a few quid on them. We were from the lakes of down South Kearney, just off the A409 Ashton Keens. Okay, good information. Beef and chicken, thanks for putting the links in there. There'll be a lot of good information on here tonight. It's nice to get the new people in and keep the old as well. I'm aiming to get 100 people here. I think that's quite doable, And if anybody else wants to drop a super chat in or a coffee, then please do. I had quite a good night, didn't we? Nearly 2 hours again, which is good, right? An hour and 3/4. And it's been quite interesting to hear other people's take on it. I don't think we'll ever cover every subject. It could take 1,000 years because everyone's got so many different experiences of it. A lot of bad ones. some amusing ones, and but everybody in here is a good person, and that's what I found when I've been doing this one-to-one video calls with people. We're all very similar, nice folk, very affable, able people who just got caught up in this alcohol trap, really, where it just takes over your life and it weaves its way into every part of your life. It weaves its way into society and beyond, and it's very difficult to get out of that. So anyway, I think we'll cool it down a bit, and then we'll say good night. Yeah, that's an important part of my day. Yeah, keep it in your diary. I'll always do them. I mean, if me and my partner go away, maybe not so much, but I haven't got any plans for the next few weeks, so I should be around most nights. And I like to check in with you as well. And I say, night and God bless sort of thing, because it's been good recently. And it's getting better every night. I think because there's a lot of trust here, and that's a big thing. Where you can say what you want. You don't need to go any further. Because I spoke to a guy the other day, on a one-to-one. It was yesterday actually, and he said he'd never told anybody what he told me on a video call, which is quite inspiring, really, for me. Because I thought he's told me about his most precious moments in life. So it's a good thing that to be able to help somebody like that is really, really good. For me anyway, because I know how ill I was. Incredible. We'll end up the only teetotal fishing club in the UK. Yeah, why not? There's loads of things we can do with this. Trust me, this is going to be much bigger than you think, for lots of reasons, in lots of ways, because there's nothing like this in this country anyway. I believe in the world that do this all the time. I may be wrong, but we've got people from all over the world in here. Can't believe we're telling all our secrets on the internet. But here we are, I know. Why not? We're too long in the tooth to worry about that, aren't we? We're in this tomorrow. Yeah, the secrets, there'll be some wild things come out eventually. No one's keeping a note, will they? That's the main thing. Mate who's underburdened, it's an honour when someone shares with you their deepest, darkest. Yeah, it is true, yeah. We've got to. Sometimes it's nice to get things off your chest, That's the thing, isn't it? And you've got to talk about. Sometimes a problem shared is a problem halved, isn't it? I mean, not that you need to tell people everything, but it's not EA, Stephen, but an alternative to EA online. Thanks, Frank. Yeah, it's an alternative to EA, which is good. And it'd be nice to get it recognised like EA, wouldn't it? In a couple of years. Everything takes time, but this is working quite quick. Okay, everyone, nice to meet. I'll be seeing one of you. I'll be back off to have a cuppa, another beer, and take care. Excellent. Okay, we'll say good night now, and thanks for everybody turning up. Thanks for the donations. Thanks for the coffees, as always. Thanks for the support of the channel and the likes and the shares, and have a look at the videos if you get a bit of a bored moment tomorrow. Or buy the book and maybe read the book as well. You can keep it. It's a good reference guide if you don't go on relapse. The main thing is do not relapse. Do not relapse. If you crack that, you crack this, and we'll be here to live a longer, happier, more fruitful, and I would say physically inspired life, because the last thing we want to do is be disabled, don't we? Good night all, and take care. We'll see you soon. Fantastic Tuesday. All the best. Bye-bye.